the first two words that come to mind for me are trust and authenticity. When I think of trust and authenticity, I think of building loyalty with consumers. I think that is key. I think consumers want true two-way dialogue. They want to feel like they're part of the brands that they love. And so I think as influence changes, that true two-way dialogue is where brands need to focus more. And that's what's really creating that trust and authenticity with brands. I think it would be around the power of AI and technology. That was a huge theme for us, for Samsung in 2024. We launched a slew of new product innovations that had AI built in with the purpose of making the lives of Canadians easier. But AI, you're hearing about it everywhere from many, many brands today. And it's not a simple concept for consumers to understand. What's important is how we showcase the practical applications of AI in the marketplace with consumers. And so that was a big part of what we did in 2024 to be able to connect with Canadians and understand how they can find the utility in our products in their everyday lives. Another trend that stood out to me in 2024, and it's been happening for a few years now, but we've doubled down on it in 2024, was really the rise of the importance of nano and micro influencers in Canada, more so than globally. I think the reason for that is because the beauty of Canada, our multiculturalism, and the diversity of the communities that we have has really been a breeding grounds for these micro and nano influencers to play a huge part in how brands can connect to audiences that were once a lot more difficult to reach. And so I think micro and nano influencers were key to our strategy in 2024, and they're going to continue to have an impact on how consumers and brands connect in 2025. It would have had to been Samsung's activations at the 2024 Paris Summer Olympics. There was a moment at the many moments at the 2024 Paris Olympics where the gold medalist winners stepped up on the podium and they took out a gold Galaxy Z Flip 6 and took selfies with it, encapsulating a moment that is probably so core to kind of who they are and where they will go from here in their future. Such an important moment. And being able to utilize our technology on a global scale and have photograph after photograph after photograph of these professional athletes or amateur athletes, I should say, who are excelling in their field, and capturing that moment with our technology was a real wow moment to me. The first thing that we saw is a significant increase in trust and brand relevancy with Canadians, especially younger Canadians, more so than we saw in the past several years. There were a couple of different factors as to why that happened. The first was with regards to our product and our product innovations around AI and the utility of it to help make the lives of Canadians easier. The second, and equally important, was how we delivered that message and market to Canadians, leveraging experiential, our social and influencers, and also the power of CSR programs. Another big piece for us was social and influencer, and our growing social and content team mixed with our Team Samsung influencers was huge. Team Samsung specifically is a program that's designed for micro and nano influencers, but also Samsung fans alike who have the ambition to grow their followers or simply get better at whatever they're doing within their sphere of influence. And they do that through the use of Samsung products and demonstrating how they can use our innovation to be able to achieve their goals. That was big for us. What it ended up leading to was a 2 times increase in the number of new followers that we have across social media, and a 3 times increase in the number of followers that we had on TikTok. And I think, as you know, TikTok was still a very impactful channel for younger Canadians, although we'll see where the future of it goes. But nevertheless, it was a big reason why we believe our influencer group. And also one of the things that helped contribute to our growth and influence in 2024 is that Canadians really love brands that have similar values to them and the things that they care about. I would say more so in Canada than globally, and we know that from our data as well. And so a big part of our success last year was what we did with our Solve for Tomorrow program, where we really encouraged Canadian students to share their ideas of how they can solve real-world problems within their local communities. And we did that through a Canadian-based strategy. For example, we doubled our pricing for the program to really double down on our commitment to bringing the biggest ideas forward. We increased our advertising spend by 2 times as well to be able to reach as many students as possible for their chance to be part of the program. And coming out of that, we saw some of the largest gains in awareness for the Solve for Tomorrow program that we've seen in several years. We're excited about that, and it's something that we were definitely proud of and something that I think was uniquely Canadian. If we start with my favorite launch of the year, it would have been the Neo QLED 8K TVs. The reason why, for me, is I thought it was such a great application of the practical usage of AI to solve a real-world customer problem. And I'll give you an example. Relumino mode, which is meant to dynamically enhance people and objects on screen by further outlining them for people with low vision. That isn't innovation for the sake of doing something fun, new, cool, or different. It's innovation that's meant to solve a real-world problem. And in this case, it solved an accessibility challenge for Canadians. Seeing those kinds of innovations come to market and working with the teams to come up with different ways to be able to showcase that utility and the impact to Canadians was a lot of fun and probably my favorite launch. The biggest launch for the brand last year would have been the launch of the Galaxy S24 series. It's our flagship device. It was one of the first devices where we really introduced AI into the marketplace. Definitely trust and citizenship. That might be surprising, but the reason why I believe that again is because of the importance of the two-way dialogue with consumers that we talked about earlier that they want, especially with younger Canadians, where we saw our biggest increases in trust and brand relevancy. I think driving that forward as a core part of our 2024 strategy and looking for ways to truly build fandom with Canadians was a key reason why trust was there. Citizenship, from all of the research that we do, we know corporate social responsibility is the #1 driver of our corporate reputation in Canada, and more so in Canada than globally. And so that's where I think citizenship is critical. Luck is when preparation meets opportunity.